Hey guys, today I'm going to give you an introduction into cryptocurrencies. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because every day I become more and more of a believer in cryptos. So, what are cryptocurrencies? Basically, it's an internet currency, but they're much more than that. So, the way that we usually begin to understand them is by knowing about Bitcoin. It's the most famous crypto. It's the biggest market cap wise. It started the whole thing. It was started by basically an anonymous person, so it's kind of a mystery. No one knows who created this technology. So for whatever reason, this is a big mystery, which to me means that this could either be a really good thing or a really bad thing. And I have to admit, I was very skeptical. I was a big gold and silver person, sound money, where you can touch it. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Stuff like that. I started investing in silver in 2007 and basically invested in nothing else but that. So when I heard about Bitcoin, I didn't even give it the time of day. And boy, do I wish that I would have. I wish I would have at least listen to some of the debates that I saw on YouTube, Bitcoin versus gold. I just never clicked on it. I click on everything else except that. And a lot of people are still stuck on that. Like Peter Schiff, I follow his podcast. I've listened to almost every single one that he's released since he launched his podcast. But he only thinks about Bitcoin. I think he's wrong when it comes to cryptos. Whether Bitcoin becomes the gold of the world, the currency of the world, is still to be determined. We're gonna see, but I think what is becoming more and more clear is that cryptos are much bigger than Bitcoin. Cryptos can do so much more than act as a digital currency on the internet. And Peter Schiff actually said that he'll admit that he's wrong when people start using it as currency. And just recently, Japan announced that they're going to be using Bitcoin as currency. So it does appear to be, winning in that regard. But I don't want to go too much into Bitcoin. I want to get into cryptos in general. So one of the first distinctions I want to make is that while Bitcoin is the most famous, it has the largest market cap, cryptocurrencies go far and beyond Bitcoin. So let's dive in. I'm going to start telling you about a bunch of the different cryptos, a little bit about some of the big ones, and I'm going to try to be brief but thorough at the same time. So let's get started. First off, you have to know that there's a lot of scams out there. So invest at your own risk, obviously. I'm not giving you financial advice, telling you, whatever, but I think these things are set to go on a huge rise. In fact, just a couple days ago, I did a video why I'm investing in salt, and it was $2.50 then, and it's $4 a token now. So that's a huge return. It's over 50% in just a few days. And the other altcoins that I have, I'll be getting to them in a second, have also seen similar increases, with some of them even higher than that. Like Populous doubled, it's more than doubled since like the week that I bought it. So I haven't been doing this that long, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, but the reason why I'm doing this is because it's so important and it's urgent. Timing is everything. I wanted to buy a lot more of the altcoins, but it's a process, and I was only able to buy a fraction of what I wanted to. And now it's basically twice the price of what it was a couple days ago when I wanted to buy it. So that's why I'm trying to get this message out. My message with the awareness revolution is a lot bigger. Most of the stuff that I talk about, I've been studying nonstop for years and really know my stuff. So I'm kind of getting out of my territory, but it's for your own benefit. It's because I feel like you need to know this. If I wait until I master and understand every aspect of this, it might be too late for you to get in. You might miss out on a lot of profits. And I think 2018 is set to be a big year for cryptos. So this is a lot of opportunity. right there for everyone. It's accessible to everyone. You can get in for very little money, basically nothing. There's like no minimums. You know, you can buy $20 worth or whatever. And you know, the world is changing, and it looks like old businesses are going to become obsolete and be replaced with companies that have the same business but on a blockchain. So that gets me to the first thing. Okay, what makes cryptos you know, unique is that they're built on a new technology known as blockchain technology. It's really complicated to wrap your head around all this, and it takes a while. It takes hearing the same thing over and over. So I don't want to get into the blockchain too much because I've got lots to say about the cryptos. But watch some YouTube videos. What I recommend is not watching the videos that are super long with developers that are talking, because you'll watch a half hour and not understand any of it. Find, you know, some of those 3-minute or 5-minute videos that are animation and that kind of give you a brief intro into what blockchain technology is, because almost all of the cryptocurrencies, with like the notable exception of IOTA, which is built on Tango, which doesn't, we don't need another difference, but basically almost all of them are built on blockchain technology. And it basically makes it to where you don't have to trust some third party. You know, these systems are built, and it's providing peer-to-peer transactions. You know, there's a lot of different uses. So again, it's not just Bitcoin. For example, the second biggest crypto is Ethereum, which is based on smart contracts. Smart contracts, just to give you an idea, I heard an analogy that really made it simple and for me to understand. And someone said that a vending machine is a good idea, or a good example of a smart contract. You know, it's programmed to do a certain thing. When you press C64, then this thing opens and whatever is in there comes out. You're just programming it. When you do this, this happens. And that's what basically a smart contract is. And Ethereum is built on the Ethereum blockchain, which is basically like a foundation, a platform for other businesses to build on top of. So there's so many different uses. Before I go into this page that we're looking at, I want to show you Steemit real quick, just to give you a real life example of blockchain technology and something that we can relate to and understand. So besides currencies and smart contracts, one of the uses someone has found for blockchain technology is they've created a social media website. And what that does is it allows users on the website to get paid for publishing their own posts, their own content, whether it's just text, video, images, combination of all three. And then other users can vote on it, basically, you know, just basically like it, like on Facebook or other sites. And when other people like it, you basically earn a cryptocurrency. Now this website is called Steemit, steemit.com, STEEMIT, and the crypto that you earn is called Steem. Steem is basically like the stock, and you earn stocks by participating in the community. And what's interesting about it is you don't just earn Steem by posting your own content, like your own post, but if you comment on someone else's post and then people come along behind you and they like, which on Steemit is called upvoting, they come by and they upvote your comment, then you earn Steem too. It's basically your comment is your own post. You also earn Steem by simply liking / upvoting other people's content. And it's kind of complex the way that it's all set up, but basically users can get paid for being on social media. So if you're going to be on social media, why not do it in a way where you get a piece of the action? Because Mark Zuckerberg hasn't sent me a penny. But, you know, I started making money on Steemit after a month of posting every day on there. So, and there's people making a living on there right now, making a good living, traveling around the world, you know. It's pretty nice. and it could be very promising. And Steemit is, as far as I know, as of yet, the only way to start getting cryptos without putting any money in. You don't have to buy Steem. You can buy Steem, but you don't have to buy. But the point is not to get into all these details about Steemit. It's just to show you one application of something that we can actually see. Okay, now this makes sense. This is a website. It's built on blockchain technology, and you know, and you can see the technology can do a lot more than be an internet currency. So one of the big benefits to blockchain technology is it allows for decentralization. And you know, the more apparent that the problems of the world become, the more people's awareness is raised, and they realize that, whoa, we've got a few, 6 media companies that control almost all the media in the entire world. We've got a few rich families that control almost all the money in the world. You know, we've got a few people in power in these governments that control entire populations. That's centralization. And what we need is decentralized solutions. And that's where the blockchain technology comes in, right at the right time, where it seems like, you know, I mean, you can't do anything in privacy. You can't, you know, your emails and text messages and activity, you know, even where you go, your phone, you know, you have a tracking device on it. I mean, it is getting crazy. And right at the time when the banking, the whole world's working off this fiat currency where none of the money is backed on anything, it's all just made up, right at the time when we need it the most, it appears that blockchain technology has brought us these cryptos to help with the transfer from the old system into the new system. So that way, when the system that we have right now, it crumbles, we have something to replace it with. And that's what I've been working on, you know, for the past 9 years full time, is figuring out the problems and solutions. And I didn't really know much about the solutions, like, you know, how to build a better system, financial system, government and stuff like that. And so that's been my focus, and it's led me to blockchain technology. So, you know, feel free to follow me on Steem. It doesn't cost anything to join. You can earn Steem. You don't have to put in any money, so you can't lose. There's lots of great people on there, great content that you won't find anywhere else. And if you are interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, Steem is a great place to learn, because the people on there, obviously, they, you know, a lot of them know about cryptocurrencies. That's why they're on Steem. So I recommend going there, and you can find me by looking in the description below. I'll have a link to where you can find me. But let's get back to this website, which is coinmarketcap.com. What this is basically a database of information at a quick glance of the top 100 currencies. I mean, they have more, but you know, the first page is 100. And you can search right here for other ones that don't make the top 100 list. You know, Bitcoin was started in about 2009, and it was the only one, and there weren't that many until recently. Now there's over 1,000. I think people are saying there's over 1,200 now. So it's fastly growing. These things are popping up left and right with new companies, new tokens, new cryptos, basically. And a lot of them are scams because it's not being regulated yet. It's so new, it's not being regulated yet. So you have to be careful. You have to do your due diligence, have to look and see who is behind the company. Is the company really providing something useful to the world? And is it providing something that no other crypto is providing? And it looks like some of these are going to can really change the world in a good way that helps people, you know, that makes it more fair. And you know, so let's look at some of the top ones. So you look over here, you see the first one is Bitcoin. You can see the price of Bitcoin right now, the total market cap. You can see the circulating supply. They change in the price in the past 24 hours, and this is a price graph of 7 days. This is how it looks, you know, its fluctuations over the past week. And you can go down the line. They have symbols, you know, right next to them. Number 2 is Ethereum. Bitcoin Cash was just created on Bitcoin's last fork. Ripple, the banker's coin. Litecoin is like the silver to Bitcoin being gold. I'm really bullish on Litecoin. It just went up a lot with, you know, like a lot of them basically. But there's 4 times as many Litecoins as there are Bitcoins that are going to be created. So technically, Litecoin should be 1/4 of the price of Bitcoin, which would put it, over 1,500. But it's only $66 right now. So, I think Litecoin's going to skyrocket when lots of people actually start using it as a currency. Right now, people are buying Bitcoin as a speculation, holding on to it, hoping to sell it for a profit. And when people actually start transacting in it, they're going to be buying stuff with Litecoin more than they are Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more of a store of wealth, where Litecoin, because it's faster to send and the transaction cost is less, so the cost and speed of transactions on Litecoin is less than it is Bitcoin. So it's going to be more of like your $1, $5, $10, $20 bills, and Bitcoin's going to be like a $100 bill, something like that. Or Bitcoin would be like your savings account, and Litecoin would be your checking account. And since a lot of people aren't using it as currency, they're not buying Litecoin. They're only speculating. But there will become a time when Litecoin is being used. There's already rumors about Amazon not making announcements and stuff like that. That's all we need is one big announcement, and then all of a sudden Litecoin could go through the roof, as well as a lot of these other ones. That's what we're waiting on, is just huge announcements. A lot of these companies don't even have a product yet or service. So what happens is they come up with an idea and they launch an ICO, which stands for Initial Coin Offering. It's kind of comparable to initial public offerings, IPOs, which is traditional with stocks. But the difference is ICOs really aren't they're not regulated. So, that can be a bad thing, because it's like the Wild Wild West out here. A lot of people are coming out with scam companies, and because there's so much hype in the scene, these people are getting millions of dollars, and they don't have anything to show for it. They may never produce anything, and that's the risk that you take. But with high risk, there's high rewards. If you pick one of these companies now, especially at ICO, you can make 10, 20, 30 times your money in a week, or much more than that in the long term. You can make money trading. There's great fluctuations, so you can make a lot of money in a short period of time, if you trade. But that's not for everyone. It's a rough ride. You might be better off just buying and holding. And the acronym in the crypto world is HODLing, HODL. Hold on for dear life. So I'm more under that camp. I think these things are going to go up a lot more in the long run. But you just come through and look at these, and you'll see. Just look at the graphs. They were all down really low, and they're starting to rise back again. I won't go into much detail in future videos. I'll get into more detail, but I will show you one more site. This is Coinbase.com. If you sign up under my link, you'll get $10 of free Bitcoin when you spend your first $100. So that's already a 10% return right there. And we'll both get $10, so it will help me out help us both out if you use my link. But this is the best place for people to start buying cryptos. You can only get the top 3, which are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. They're the biggest ones, most well established, and this is the biggest and most well established exchange. And it's the easiest to use. So that's why I recommend people starting there. And I'm going to create another video to show people how to get started buying cryptos on Coinbase and use another site to where you can actually trade. If you want to trade and go, sell and buy and all this stuff, you can do it without any transaction costs, because Coinbase will charge you 1.5% or 2.5%. If you use your bank, it's 1.5%. Use your debit card, it's 2.5% per transaction. So if you buy something, it'll be 1.5%, and then you sell it, it'll be 1.5%. So it's 3% commission. It adds up, especially when you're putting thousands of dollars in here. And I'm going to show you how to do that without having any transaction fees. So subscribe to my channel and watch out for that video, because it will be coming soon. I hope this was informational for you. If you have any questions about this, leave a comment below. And again, thanks for watching.